Hello, I'm Fitria Nur Azizah, and in this video I want to explain about strong and weak syllables. There are several points that I will explain. Those are polysyllabic words, strong syllable, weak syllable, the SCHWA, the vowel E and U, and the syllabic consonants L, N, and R.
Okay, first, polysyllabic words. Polysyllabic words are words which have two or more syllables. For example, the word you is not a polysyllabic word because it just has one syllable, you. The other example is the word curly. This word is a polysyllabic word because it has two syllables, cur and li, curly. In a polysyllabic word, one syllable is always longer, as well as spoken louder and with more stress than the other. This is called strong syllable. A strong syllable has a different quality from a weak syllable, of course. There are some vowels that cannot occur in weak syllables, and vice versa. There are some vowels that cannot occur in strong syllables. The easiest way to determine whether a syllable is strong or weak is based on the stress. A stressed syllable is the part of a word that you say with greater emphasis than the other syllables. You can easily determine a syllable whether it is a stressed syllable or an unstressed syllable from the phonetic transcription. The syllable that preceded with a diacritic mark like an apostrophe on top, it is a stressed syllable. A stressed syllable is almost always the strong one, while an unstressed syllable is a weak one. A weak syllable that consists only of consonant or consonant is called syllabic consonant. Don't worry, I will explain more about this later. This is a table that can help you to understand what are the differences between strong syllable and weak syllable. A strong syllable is spoken longer, spoken with more intensity or louder, stressed, and has peaks consisting of all vowels, long vowels, diphthong, triphthong included, except or schwa, e or u. Meanwhile, a weak syllable has a different quality from a strong syllable. A weak syllable is spoken shorter, spoken with less intensity or quieter, unstressed, and has peaks with vowels or schwa, e or u. In a syllable, of course, there is a peak. Peak is the central part of the syllable, most commonly a vowel. When the peak of the word is a vowel from this set, e, a, u, or a, then the syllable ends with a coda, then it is a strong syllable. For example, in the word let, a is the peak of the word, and it has t for the coda. Then, let is a strong syllable. And in the word swim, is the peak, and it has m for the coda. Then swim is also a strong syllable. A weak syllable can only have peaks with the vowel or e or u and but a weak syllable can have as the peak only when the syllable doesn't end with a coda and when the following syllable begins with a consonant. For example, in the word architect. In this word, we can see that in the second syllable, ki, it has as the peak, and the following syllable after that has t as a coda. So, we can conclude that the second syllable of this word is a weak syllable. A weak final syllable can also end with the vowels above. For example, in the word happy. In this word, p and with e. So we can conclude that p is a weak syllable. A weak syllable can also end with a coda if the peak is a. For example, in the word open. In the second syllable, pun, it has a as the peak, but it has n for the coda. So we can conclude that the second syllable of this word is a weak syllable.
The SCHWA. A weak syllable often has a as the peak, although it's not always like that. Differentiating vowel sounds in a weak syllable from that in a strong syllable must be done by thinking of the sound it makes when it is a strong syllable. So if we have a syllable in a word, and we want to know whether it is a weak syllable or it is a strong syllable, we can try to pronounce it in two ways. The first way is we try to pronounce it with the rules of a strong syllable, and the second way is we have to try to pronounce it with the rules of a weak syllable. For example, the letter A in the word attempt is pronounced a in a strong syllable, but a in a weak one. So, which one is correct? If in a strong syllable, it must be attempt. It sounds so weird. Let's try it another way. If in a weak syllable, it must be attempt. And from here, we can know that this is the correct pronunciation. I think there is a mistake on the PowerPoint. I think it should attempt, not attempt. So I'm so sorry for that. The vowel E and U. From my explanation before, we know that the vowels E and U only appear in weak syllables. From the vowel chart in IPA chart, we know that E is located between E and U. U is located between U and O. E and U vowels can be a bit tricky to pronounce because sometimes they sound closer to E or U, and other times they sound closer to E and O. E and U seem to sound closer to E or U when they precede another vowel. So, where can the vowel E can be found? First, in words that end with y or with a combination between E and Y or E after one or two consonants. For example, in the word happy or valley. In the word happy, it ends with y after the consonant p. Next, the E in prefixes re, pre, or d if they precede a vowel and is unstressed, like in the word react and create. Next, the E in suffixes ears and eate when the suffixes have two syllables, like in the words hilarious and appreciate. In unstressed, he, she, we, me, and be. And the last is in article the when it precedes a vowel, such as the apple, not the apple. Next, where the vowel U can be found. First, in the O or O in the words you, to, into, and do, when these words are unstressed and don't precede a consonant. Second, in the O and O in the words through and who when unstressed. And last, in the U in words where the U precedes another vowel, like in the word influenza. In this word, U comes before another vowel, E. Next is about the syllabic consonants. A syllabic consonant is a type of weak syllable that consists only of consonants and is given the diacritic mark beneath the symbol. You can see the diacritic mark in the PowerPoint. In a syllabic consonant, the consonant L, R, or any nasal consonants can be the peak. Nasal consonants are consonants that the sounds are made by blocking air in the mouth and releasing sound through the nose. Those nasal consonants are M, N, or Ng. L, R, and nasal consonants are considered weak when they are pronounced as if there's the sound before it.
For example, in the word bottle, it actually sounds like there is a vowel in it. So, in this word, the consonant L is considered weak. Syllabic consonant L. Syllabic consonant L is a weak syllable that usually occurs in a word that ends with one or more consonants that precede L sound, such as in the words bottle and kettle. In the word bottle, T precedes L, and in the word kettle, T precedes L. If the consonant before L is alveolar consonants, like T, D, R, S, Z, N, Sh, or J, then the L is a dark L. Syllabic consonant L also appears in words that end with L or al, such as panel and canal. Syllabic consonant N. The N sound is the whole syllable. It sounds like the combination of the vowel SCHWA and N, so it sounds like N. Syllabic consonant N appears in the following environments. Syllabic N is most commonly found after alveolar plosive T and D and or fricative S and Z. The syllabic consonant N can be found in the initial position or in the medial and final position. For the initial position, for the example is in the word fanatic. And for the medial and final position, the example is like in the word threaten. And the last is the syllabic consonant R. This type of syllabic consonant is only found at the end of words pronounced with rhotic accent. Rhotic accent is an accent in which the speaker pronounces the letter R after a vowel. Meanwhile, non-rhotic accent is an accent in which the speaker does not pronounce the letter R after a vowel. For example, is in the first word. In rhotic accent, it will sound particular, but in the non-rhotic accent, it will sound particular. And for the second word, in rhotic accent, it will sound bird, but in the non-rhotic accent, it will sound bird. Maybe that's all my explanation about the strong and weak syllables. Thank you.